Hey all, my name is Kurt and I'm here with Trenton, and guess what? We're excited for another episode of our 2023 Bourbon Madness Tournament. We are in the Elite 8, so we're going to knock off another bracket tonight, Trenton.
And we're recording this, and well, as when it's airing, it's a Friday. Next Friday is it.
Yeah, that's it.
That's it. We got the we got the round, we got the live show, and everything.
We'll have the video that comes out at 7 o'clock for the last bracket of the Elite 8.
On Friday?
On Friday.
Okay.
And then Friday night at the live stream, we'll have the Final Four, and Trenton and I will be up here like, we'll see what happens.
It'll be an interesting one.
Yeah, for those of you who are just joining us, Trenton and I have no idea the bottles that were even picked for the tournament.
We left that to our group of aficionados, of friends that enjoy bourbon and things. Yeah,
so in tune with that, we don't know the bottles. Of course, we have no idea what's even in the glasses. All we know is the subject matter is cask strength bourbon.
My bag. I don't want to say my bag. It's been rough.
Not mine so much. Usually my choice is between that 100 to 110, and maybe that 12, 14. If it gets up to 130 and plus, oof.
I'd be shocked if there's more than a couple of those in here.
Maybe. I don't know. I'm just saying. I'm just my personal taste.
If there are a ton that are in here that are like 130 above, we'll blame Jay and Kevin and Walker and
Kent,
Justin,
my brother.
Kent, yeah.
That means he screwed me.
Yeah.
That's what that means. If he did, he should know better. All right, pal. Unfortunately, I have to tell you that you tasted first last time.
Oh, so it's your turn.
So it is my turn to go first, you know.
Good luck.
I know.
I'm just leaving you. We're not cutting here.
Yeah, it's all right. I did it to you last time because you've been doing it to me. Neither one of us really like to go first. I mean, both of us go upstairs, out of the way, into the living room, so you can't hear anything what's being said down here. And tonight, too, unfortunately, my wife's not here. She's working this evening. She had some clients, and she's doing some work tonight. So I'm all by myself here doing this tasting. She poured the glasses before she left, but other than that, that's all I know. So I think I started with B. She's not here to confirm. Last time I started with B, so I'm gonna start with A this time and see what we have in glass A. Oh wow, this seems to be. This has been sitting. Like I said, she left, and we recorded another video before this one. So this has been sitting 45 minutes maybe. But I get a really nice brownie, a nut brownie on the nose here. I know I haven't said that for the whole tournament so far, but that's what I get. That's really nice. I get that toffee, caramel, that brownie note. It's coming through on the palate as well. I'm going to take another sip here real quick here, but I don't get a lot of oak on that on the first sip. Maybe a hint. Primarily, it's that brownie note I get with that toffee, more than the caramel even. That's my first sip of cask strength bourbon tonight. So it is approaching my palate. Stinging a little bit, is a little hot. But again, that's my first sip tonight of cask strength. So let's move over here to glass A and see what we have. This lends to more of a caramel note. Caramel, honey, a little bit lighter, but luscious on the nose, if that makes sense. This is going to be hard, I can tell by the nose. This one here seems a little bit deeper on the nose, a little bit. This one a little bit lighter, but still very sweet nose, caramel, honey. This is, as Trenton mentioned on the last video, I think it was the last video, my memory, but this is going to get harder and harder, and this one definitely is. This one, actually on the palate, the notes seem a little bit darker than the first one. It didn't seem like that way on the nose. I'm going to take another sip. More baking spices on this one than anything else. This to me is like brownie, candy bar-ish, that kind of thing. I'm going to take a sip of water, and I'm going to just a quick sip on each one, because this one I'm really struggling with the decision. All right, one more time. Yeah, that really nice brownie, toffee notes there for me tonight. Over here. All right. Cast strength. All right, for me, this is a tough call. I'd love to sip either one of these, to be quite honest with you. Again, like I spoke to, really, really nice and sweet. Got a lot of stuff going on there. Really, really nice. This one over here leans more, a little bit darker into the baking spices, a little bit of sweetness, maybe some brown sugar. There is some more, but I think for me tonight, what the difference is going to be, this one over here, which I think, yeah, B, has just a tiny bit of bitterness with an oak note there on this one. And trust me when I'm telling you, I personally am splitting hairs with this one. So I have to say, for tonight's tasting, I enjoyed A better than B.
Right, so that seemed like it took him quite a long time, and I don't know if that's because he can be a little indecisive at times, or if this is just a tough one. I'm going to start with A this time. I think I started with A last time, but we'll go with that again. Wow. Definitely more of a dark, earthy, oaky kind of nose. I'm not getting a ton of sweet stuff. Maybe quite a bit of vanilla actually. Then I take a second smell, sniff, nosing. Wow, B's quite a bit different. It's really quite butterscotchy, but the butterscotch mixes really nicely with the oak, I think. Pretty, I don't want to say bitter on the nose, but maybe an indication of a somewhat younger product. I don't know. Yeah, we'll go with that. We'll taste A this time. Wow. It's got some really nice, again, I know I've mentioned this in the past, but quintessentially kind of flavors. It's got some really nice oak presence, a little bit of I normally don't necessarily get this, but I've been trying to kind of up my game with this. A little bit of barrel char, a little bit of sweetness. I don't know if that's coming from a caramely thing. I don't get much light sweetness. I get more of a rich, dark kind of thing, like molasses or something. Really nice, actually. I really do enjoy this one. Be interested to see what this is at the end of the tournament. Yeah, B is just completely like you flipped A up on its head and wow. Whew. Okay. For me, B gives me a little bit of a dusty note. You definitely get some of that oak. It's actually pretty front and center. There's a little bit of a sweetness that I can't quite put my finger on. I don't want to say it's similar to A, but it has similar aspects to A, but the flavor development for me is completely different from when I first take a sip to the end of the palate. Maybe this is why Kurt was taking a little bit long on this one. I bet he struggled to actually pick what he was thinking. Wow. A too on like going back at it has a little bit of a grassiness to it. Yeah, it's similar to before. It's not earth-shattering in terms of what it's offering. I think it's very good. I think it's very quintessential bourbon. It almost reminds me of stuff that I've tasted from Wild Turkey, just at an elevated proof. I don't know if this is something like a rare breed or something like that, but like a 1792 Barton product, I don't know. Yeah, I think for me, I'm really liking what B is given. It's still pretty quintessential, but I think at the end of the day, it offers a little bit more sweetness, and for me, sweetness is kind of a big part of my palate. So for me, I'm gonna go with B on this round.
All right, buddy, I have to know. I mean, I had a hard time with that decision. I did. I felt it was two different types of...
Oh, different? Oh, no.
Yeah. Two different types of palates there, but I liked them both.
Okay. You said palates. Is that palates only? You thought they were kind of similar? For me,
No.
Okay.
No.
I thought these were relatively similar.
Well, you know, actually the nosing part, or the smelling routine, the aromas, you know I'm not that great at that. But absolutely I found some differences in that as well. But for me personally, I usually try to rely on the palate more than anything else.
Oh yeah, I agree.
So I liked them. I loved them both, actually.
Yeah.
It was difficult. And you spoke to it, I think it was last video, and I said it while I was tasting. You had mentioned this is just going to get harder and harder.
Yeah.
And I think that was the last video you said that.
Yeah,
but
I did.
And this was the case tonight. This was just, I'd love to have either one of them.
I know. I took a stab at what I thought distillery they might be coming from.
You did? Oh, no.
You almost spit up whatever.
No. No.
No,
I still couldn't take a stab at that for me. No, I don't know.
I probably didn't guess even remotely correctly, because unless it's Buffalo Trace or Jim Beam, I usually don't have a knack for. I think we did a blind once, and Mom was like, "Yeah, you didn't get any one of those correct. Like, not even close." I'm betting this is a similar case, but
you know what? You just let it out there. You let it go. You go with it.
That's fun.
That's how you learn, though. And I need to get out of my shell, because I kind of keep it inside. And because I don't want to make but if I try, and even though I'm wrong, then I'll learn from that.
I think what it is that when I vocalize my thought and it's wrong, it's like, oh man, that's wrong. I need to get better at that. So then I like subconsciously, or something happens where I kind of take a mental note and actually I like store that palate somewhere deep in my brain and then pluck it out when I need it. Yeah, well, I'm gonna be very curious to see what you picked here, because like I said, not that I would have a guess. I wouldn't have a guess of what you picked. Some of the other ones we did, in my mind, I did have kind of a guess of what I thought you'd pick. But this one I wouldn't. I'd just be curious to know what your palate thought this evening and how you chose. Well, Kent's taking notes, so Kent, write this down, and we'll figure out what it is next Friday night. Yes, we will. All right, everybody. Hope you had fun. I think we're having fun. I didn't that round. No, it was fun. All right, that's all we got for you tonight. Hey, as always, we ask you to please drink responsibly. And we'll see you next time. Right down here with Trent and I when he gets done scratching his head and moving his glasses in the good old basement bourbon bar. See you later.